So when I go pick up somebody as a private driver, I greet them as I always do. Of course, you're actually more friendly now because you actually know who they are. You're kind of semi-friends, let's say, work friends, let's call this, you know? So I'll pick up, again, have the nice conversation, and I wish them well when they leave the car, and I give them what the price was that they agreed to ahead of time, and they can choose to pay me with cash. Cash is best, which is why I give 20%. Then I tell them to just go to the QR code. It's a simple website I have. Nothing fancy. It's just got a bunch of links on ways that they can contact me, either directly through WhatsApp or to my social media. And also this guy has links on there so how they can, pay me. So for example, I have these other QR codes. If they want to tip me on PayPal, they can do it there. If they want to look at any of my other financial sites where they can pay me, that'd be Cash App, that'd be Venmo, PayPal, whatever it is. I have it all here, the QR codes, and they can just pay me directly. So anyways,
I took a couple of pictures and attached them for you right here so you can pause and take a look at this, maybe even possibly scan it for yourself. Remember, my goal on this YouTube channel is to help you the way other drivers have been helping me and make it easy for you to get your own private rides. So how do you, I've heard that you've done referral programs. How does that work?
Well, San Diego is a very touristy town, and so there are businesses who want some of that business of the tourists who are coming into town. And one good way to do that is to direct them, especially to places of interest like Old Town San Diego, where San Diego's birthplace is, So there's a restaurant there called Cafe Coyote, and they have a program for referrals, and they give us drivers this card. We put our name on there and our phone number, and I give this to a passenger who I know is new to town, and I said, hey, have you ever been to Old Town? Do you plan to visit Old Town? Let me recommend a good place that has Mexican food, and if you take them this card, you'll get a free appetizer. How's that sound? You know what this does? This puts me in their memory. It has my phone number on it. So next time they need a ride while they're still in town, they can call me directly at my number and book a ride. Plus, they really like me because I just given them a free appetizer. So I'm usually guaranteed to get a tip anyways. For those about to rock, I salute you! You're familiar with AC/DC? Well, here's my portable mobile AC/DC concert unit, my karaoke unit.
What inspired you to get a karaoke machine in the car, and how is it with the passengers?
Well, the thing that inspired me about getting the karaoke machine is I love to sing, but I usually just sing in the shower. And I was watching some guy on YouTube, his name is Guitaro something or other, and he always takes people off the street and convinces them to sing a song while he plays the guitar. And he always says, so how did that make you feel after singing? And people say, well, I felt great. So I thought, I want my passengers to feel great too. So what I did is I got this karaoke machine. I said, well, I don't know, how am I going to work this? How am I going to do this? I first started with just a microphone that connected to my stereo, and that was a bomb. It didn't work very well because I would lose the connection. So I thought, you know what? If I get a standalone karaoke machine, it's the speaker, it's the microphone, the music plays through it too. I'm gonna be all good. Even if it's not a high-end sophisticated one that I can use in a nightclub, it'd be fun and sufficient for the car. And you'd be surprised how many people get really rocked out, singing on the karaoke machine. People that seem very shy when they first get into the car, but as soon as you grab the mic and sing a few little phrases into it and hand it to them, they go wild. They have a lot of fun. And obviously, I gotta tell you, I don't know what to say, but I don't know if I could say guaranteed, but I find I always get a tip when people sing on my karaoke machine. So this thing's a moneymaker for me. For those about to rock, I salute you!
Tell me what other unique features you have in your car for a better passenger experience.
Well, other than the karaoke machine for a better passenger experience, I have the chargers, and they're multi-plug chargers for different types of phones. I have them on both headrests, this one and the one behind the driver's seat. On top of that, I have party lights, which you can't see right now. They show up really good at night. And at night when I'm doing most of my driving, of course, I find that people get really in a good vibe. They're in a party vibe. They're very happy and jovial. That's when people are most generous to give out tips. And that's really what it's all about. But there's also a safety component to having these lights on. It's something other than the dome lights, which are extremely bright. You know, it's hard to drive when these lights are so bright like that. But if you have these little string lights going, it lightens it up in the car, so you feel a little bit more aware of what's going on. And the passengers, I think, feel safer because they can see what's going on in the car. So that's something that I offer. Plus, of course, hand sanitizing gel, candies, and the infamous, you know, barf bags. I mean, kind of a negative part of the job, but you got to have something like that always available just in case, you know. But for those also wanting to have fun, by now you realize I'm a bit of a joker, so I have a fart machine in my car, and sometimes I put this under the seats, and I have a trigger up front, and I push the button, and it goes off when they least expect it. And even in the most serious, you know, thing, like I had a medical doctor in the car one time. And I wasn't sure if I was going to offend him or not, you know, but I let it rip with this fart machine. Oh, he started laughing. It's all about the game, you know. You want to have fun in the car and don't take yourself too seriously.
And tell me about the octopus.
Okay, the other item I have here in the car for entertaining the passengers is the octopus tablet. Now, octopus, I don't know exactly the ins and outs and how they pay you, but I discovered they pay me about $100 a month to have this in here. Now, what the octopus does is it has some video trivia games in here, has some weather reports, even has information about the driver here. So it's got my profile right there. It's kind of hard to see right now in the dark, but has stuff like that on there. For people who are fidgety, who like to mess around on their phones and all that, this is really great for them because they get to play a game, they get to learn about their driver, plus you make some extra money too.
Can you tell me about the scent that you use in your car?
You know, I have passengers always comment about how clean and nice my car is and it smells great. Well, that's not done by accident. I do it always on purpose. And one of the best scents that I've discovered is this product by Scentsy. Now, they're not sponsoring this video, obviously, but it's a light spray. It's not a heavy perfumey scent. So I'll just give it a squirt every now and then while I'm driving, maybe after 3 or 4 passengers, or after a real stinky passenger, you know, I spray it a few times, you know. Now, I do recommend if you're going to be using air freshener spray like this, don't spray it up into the air like this because then it gets everywhere and it's going to be overwhelming and strong. I spray it towards the ground.
So hold it and spray it. One more. Tell me about the apps that you use and the latest information you share on the WhatsApp group. You're always texting us something that helps drivers out.
Well, what I use for apps, obviously I use Uber and Lyft driver app. And for my cash rides, I use an app called Meter, the Meter app. And it works just like a taxi driver app. I just program the per mile and the per minute that I get from Lyft into that, and if I'll be offering the customer, the cash drive customer 10% discount, then I give them a 10% discount off of that, and then I can email them the receipt afterwards, and they will have the coordinates of the ride, and you know, just like any other rideshare app has, you know, so they get that sent to them, and they want to show that to their employer, so that if their employer pays for their ride, they can prove that they paid for a ride. I use that one. But I also use Stuvo. Stuvo is something that was created mostly to help delivery drivers like Uber Eats or DoorDash or something like that. But how I found it useful for me is I could see how many Uber and Lyft drivers are out there in a particular area better than I could with the Rider app. Now, some of you are familiar with using the Rider app and pretend that you're going to request a ride, right, and seeing how many other cars are around you. Well, I don't find that very accurate, because then when you do that, all you see is just whatever app you're using at the time, all the Lyft riders that are near you. So if you want to get an idea what other drivers are around you that are in Uber, you got to do it on the Uber Rider app and then find out how many of those are around you. But with Stuvo, it doesn't care. It just shows all Lyft and Uber drivers in your vicinity. That makes it easier for me to determine where I'm going to relocate if there's too many drivers in one area where we're oversaturated in an area. You know, I'm looking at the likelihood of being, you know, having an offer sent to me right away is I'll have to be waiting a long time. So I want to better make those chances a little better at getting a good ride offer by being in an area where it's not oversaturated. So I'll use Stuvo for that. But there's other apps that you could use as well, such as I already mentioned the Lyft rider app and the Uber rider app. That's a good tool if you're doing a cash ride too, because you can do an estimate using those apps to give to your cash client and tell them, hey, Uber and Lyft is charging this much to go to the destination. How about we charge you the same amount minus 10%? So that's a good tool for that as well.
Part 1 of this episode is linked above in the info card. Are you a rideshare driver? Would you like to be interviewed by me? Do you have tips, tricks, and hacks that will benefit the rideshare community? My email address is right here. Give me an email. Let's help the other drivers. That's it. And check out this next video that I have linked for you. I also have the playlist linked for you. Enjoy. Thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing.